What's good, guys? What's up? What's up? Let's hit go live here. And it should go live. Connect the streaming software, go live. Let me see.
What's good?
There we go.
You hear yourself?
All right, let's pull up the comments. Can't post comments to some destinations. Okay. There we go. All right, we'll cut out the early part of the conversation to make sure we're good.
Oh, you have to click it there too.
I didn't know that. Oh, you can see both. Cool.
That's fine. Got it.
Trying to figure out the technical side of this stuff. It's not easy.
We're all set. Happy Friday. There we go.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Hope all is well.
Happy Friday. Happy end of the month. It's already about to be February. I know January always feels long, but we are here to just do a Q&A about CBU, essentially. We'll introduce ourselves and then answer all the questions that you guys have. You can drop your questions in the comment box for people on Instagram. If you're on YouTube watching, just drop it. There's a box there too. Just drop it there as well. Ready to jump in?
Yeah. Give the game. Give the background.
All right. So my name is Janoka.
I'm Anthony.
And we are the owners of Cleaning Business University, as well as the owners of our own cleaning business down here in Dallas, Texas. We've had a cleaning business now going on 7.5 years, which sounds crazy to say. And for the past 4 to 5 years, we've been teaching students on how to run and operate their own cleaning business without cleaning any homes. And so we are the experts in that space, and we are here to just talk more about that, answer questions that people have. We have a list of questions that people have submitted. However, if you have any, please feel free to just drop it in the comment box and we will respond as well.
We got any of our CBU, Cleaning Business University students, drop CBU in the comments. No matter if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, just drop CBU in the comments. And then we always give our students preference on if they have a question, we allow them to drop it first. But our team went on and collected a list of questions over the past couple weeks, questions that are on YouTube, questions on TikTok, questions on Instagram, or just emailed over. And we found the best place to kind of go through all of this stuff is live with you guys. So we usually host weekly master classes. I did one last night going over Cleaning Business University in great detail. But some people just like, I want to hear from you guys live and direct. And this is us live and direct as you guys hear. So if you got any questions as we're going through, feel free to drop some comments in the chat.
Yeah, pin that.
But then also let me know where you guys are tapping in from. Let me know what city and state you guys are joining in from. I always like to do that because we get people joining us from everywhere. So I want to say what's up, and I want to give you guys the opportunity to let us know where you guys are joining from.
You waiting on them?
No. We'll go ahead and get it rocking. So a little bit on our backstory. We started our cleaning business back in 2017. And one of the reasons we started our cleaning business was we had $114,000 of debt. And I wanted us to find a way to get out of debt faster. And most of the time, like my OG Dave Ramsey says, the best way to get out of debt is to save more and to cut expenses. But I had the bright idea to make more money. So in order for us to make more money, I said we're going to pick up different jobs. So like, what are some of the jobs we did?
So some of the things we did was we worked at a gym. We both worked at a gym, and I stayed there a bit longer than Anthony. We were watching dogs on Rover. We also had our car on Turo, but we had 2 cars at the time. Well, we still have 2 cars. We had both of our cars on Turo doing that. I actually was working at a private practice because I'm a therapist. What else did we have? Yeah, I think those were the jobs that we did at the time. What's happening with you?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are the jobs that we did at the time to get out of debt. And then we started the cleaning business probably 10 to 11 months into us trying to get out of debt, essentially. And it has taken off, and we still own and operate our cleaning business down here in Dallas. I know some people ask that question. Yes, we still have it. And now most people, first of all, when we started on this platform, being Instagram, social media, most of you guys knew us simply from paying off our debt, but most people now know who we are through the cleaning business. And that's just more of a backstory of who we are. So.
Okay.
Oh, you just here, just on the phone. So some of the questions that we received, and we tried to categorize it so that it makes sense. But
Mhm.
like I said, if you have a question, just drop it and we will be able to answer that. Was how much, basically, I'll talk more first about the business model and operations. So people ask like paying our cleaning. Well, let me start by saying this. Some of the questions I feel that some people ask, which we'll answer it, is a way to kind of procrastinate sometimes when it comes to the business. There are some things that you need to know, but other things not necessarily. But I understand it if it's your first business, you're not sure. But either way, we'll go through it and answer all the questions that you guys have. So
why do you feel like people need to know everything before they start? Because we find that happening.
Well, they don't need to know. They think they need to know everything.
So what's the thought around that?
Being scared, and I get it, because you still won't know everything. We can answer every single question, and then something's going to happen that we didn't speak about, and you're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to handle it. So we always say there's no way in any course or any program that somebody can answer every single thing. However, it's to set you up, and then, maybe you join a community, you can ask further questions there. But I think that sometimes it's just being scared of the unknown kind of keeps people back.
Yeah, fear of the unknown is a huge one. And even like Janoka said, like a question that came up recently was like, how do you manage the family and the business? And that's not a typical quote unquote like course or program question. That's more of a life question. Like there's gonna be times when the businesses are going to be everything in your life, meaning you're gonna have to put a lot of time in. There's gonna be times where it's gonna have to take a backseat to your family. So those are things where no matter if we told you our life story and gave you the background and everything we've experienced in the business, there are things that you're going to have to learn as you go through in business and entrepreneurship and side hustles. You won't know everything. And in order to get through those things, this is not a game that you could just play on the sidelines where you're like, well, I want to know everything before I get started. If you start a side hustle outside your 9 to 5, you're going to have to do it and learn it and experience it as you go through. So the question like, what happens if this happens? And it's like, okay, cool, I can answer that. But until you go through it, what happens if somebody no-call, no-shows? What happens if somebody breaks something? What happens if all these issues happen? You're going to have to go through it in order to learn how to get past it. Because just because we told you what to do, yeah, that's fine. What happens when you get that first bad review? We tell you what to do. We tell you how to approach it. We tell you how to respond. But the feeling inside your gut, we can't tell you how to get through that.
Yeah.
So those are things about entrepreneurship and business and just life in general that you just have to go through and experience in order to get to that next level. So there's going to be a fear, which is false evidence appearing real, where you just have that fear of like what is unexpected. So that you're never going to get over that, no matter how much we tell you, no matter how much we share. And until you go through, you have the coaching, you have the community, you have the accountability. Those are things that actually help you get through it, not a Q&A.
Shalina said my problem. Or at least you know. At least you're aware of where you get stuck at. But let's jump in. Questions, just drop it in the box in the comment section and we will answer it. First thing people ask sometimes is, how do you go about paying cleaners? So you can pay them hourly, you can pay them as a flat rate, you can pay them percentage-wise. Anyone that works for you, we tend to do flat rate so that we don't feel like a cleaner is nickel and diming based off of an hourly rate. However, if it's a flat rate, you can kind of break it down to what it is hourly. They tend to, I guess it depends on where you live. They tend to make anywhere between $25 to $35 an hour, but that's kind of what we do when it comes to cleaners. We pay that flat rate and go from there. Says, how much do you charge clients per hour or job? Once again, when it comes to clients, we don't really charge them per hour. Now, let me rephrase that. We do have hourly rates, but most of our clients, it's a flat rate, right? So, $200, whatever it may be. Sometimes we offer hourly for those people that say they only want a select amount of rooms, but it's really not something that we showcase on our website. We just offer it as a way when someone says, oh, that's too much money. It's a negotiation tactic for us when it comes to that. So you can have both options of flat rate and doing hourly when it comes to clients.
And we tell our students, we normally talk about hourly when the client, like she said, when the client says it's too much, and then you can have conversations around, okay, what is your budget? And at that point, you could adjust your pricing accordingly.
But I also say, keep in mind, I find another reason why we don't have hourly on our website is because hourly clients can be a headache. Okay, I'm gonna be clear with you. It can be a headache because sometimes they feel like they know how long something should take, right? So if you say we're like, okay, it's going to take us 3 hours. They feel like they know, no, it should be less than that. Why are you guys taking so long? So that's another reason I'm not really a fan of it, but we still do utilize it. Somebody said, how do you know how long a cleaner should take at a certain home without viewing it? So good example, which kind of brings us to our next thing. Go ahead.
I was going to give some background. We do flat rate pricing, and we never viewed, out of 10,000 homes we have completed, we haven't viewed a single home. Mm-hmm. So there's no need to go there and do any pricing. It is 2025, guys. If you are taking time to go out and do quotes for homes, you could be doing, let's say you go out and do 10, 20 quotes a day. You just now potentially wasted 10, 20, whether it's minutes, whether it's hours, whether it's days going through and quoting these people for people who may or may not even book you, because you could do a flat rate pricing online. So we don't go out and view any homes. And remember, also, if you're at your 9-to-5 job, we can't expect you guys to go out and go see homes and go quote homes. When we started our business in 2017, the thought was we were never going to go to a client's house and clean. So we're not going to go and view the home. We're not going to go and give it a quote. You can do flat rate pricing based over bedrooms and bathrooms. So that's a way where you don't have to go out and actually have to view a home in order to quote it. And if you go to 99% of your competitors in your area, they're not going to do quotes in person either. They're doing it based off of online booking platforms.
Well, not really, actually, not 99%.
85%.
Because people say that all the time. And sometimes people say they want to come to their home to figure it out.
Most of them, 85%.
But in regards to how long a cleaner should take,
say 80.
I don't know. In regards to how long it should take a cleaner to do a certain amount of home, that all goes down to kind of competitors' research. And, I think over time as well, depending on the size of the home, that all makes a difference. So you could, if you think about it like yourself, like how long does it take someone to clean your bathroom, or yourself, how long does it take? Averaging that's kind of a way that you would know how long it would take for someone to clean a home. And then
for us, since it's flat rate, they can stay there double the time, and it doesn't really impact the business because we're not charging the client by the hour, and the cleaner is not getting paid by the hour. So it's in their best incentive for them to be able to do a good job, being at the home a decent amount of time and getting the job done, so that they can go and take more bookings.
Yeah, I would say not double the time, because then that may mean we need to charge more. But yeah, it doesn't matter like how long they take. Do you train the cleaner first? How do you know if a cleaner is going to do the job well? So we work with contractors, so there's no training happening. They have to know how to do the job. They come with their own supplies. They come with their own experience, things like that. And in regards to knowing if they're going to do the job well, in regards to our hiring process, that helps us to know if they're going to do the job well. Now, there is multiple steps that we take when it comes to the hiring, including something we call as like a test job. And so those are ways that we kind of figure out before they go out to a real job, if you will, if they're going to do the job well.
And we have a fully automated hiring process. So just because a candidate out of every 100 candidates that come in, maybe 1 or 2 actually makes it through our entire automated hiring process. So we're not just plucking people off the street. So this is why we tell people you don't have to train them, because if they have background checks, they have references, they have people that they work with or companies, they should already come trained because they were doing this for a while. So you're not training people or bringing them into your business completely off the street, right? So these are things that you're going to have in your detailed and dialed in hiring process that our students have when people are coming in. So you don't have to worry about, what happens if they're not going to do the job well. And I like to ask this question for anybody who has a thought around this. Does your manager or CEO of your company sit next to you while you're doing your job all day? How do they know you're going to do the job well? Right? So there are process and procedures that happen at your own job that you don't even recognize that you could put in place at your cleaning business, so you aren't the one having to go out and also checking on every single job, right? So you could do after cleaning is done, finding out from the client, what was the experience like? Did everything go well, right? There are things that you can do in your business outside of doing a check-in with the cleaner to find out how things were going.
Next question here can I do this with an LLC with 4 members? Sure. I guess my question would be, why do you think you can't? That would be my question. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many members are on it. It's your business, as long as you guys maybe designate who's doing what. But yeah, you absolutely can. How do you get the contracts with cleaning companies? Now, the contract with cleaning companies, do you mean, I wanted to see, do you mean like the contracts with the cleaners? Because we are the cleaning company. So we wouldn't get contracts with the cleaning companies. I'm not sure. Rephrase your question and then I can answer.
Maybe cleaners.
or how do you find cleaners? Just write it again, and then we'll be able to answer it. Next question we had was, how do you determine pricing for different services or portions of work? That comes down to competitors' research. So say you're just starting out, you're like, I have no idea on what I'm doing here. How do I find out more information? Checking the other cleaning businesses in your area is how you will find out more information. So going on Yelp, going on Google, the top 5, the top 6, whatever it may be, and seeing the services that they have, checking the reviews that they have, seeing how much they charge for different things. That's the way to kind of figure out how you should price for different services or portions of work. And then you'll tweak it along the way, right? So you'll find out what works for your business. You'll find out where you need to raise it, lower it. Along the way, you'll figure those things out.
Oh, and then also, if anyone's interested in joining Cleaning Business University, comment the word join. We're giving everyone that joins before the end of the month 4 weeks of live coaching. So conversations like this, you don't have to try to figure out every step-by-step detail by yourself. You obviously get access to our program. You get year access to our mastermind community, and you get 4 weeks of live coaching. So that's the end of the month special. So
which is today.
Actually, it is today.
So the end of the month is today, if you didn't realize.
So yeah, if you think about joining your defense, everybody that joins before the end of the month gets 4 weeks of live coaching with us.
Yeah. So somebody said, okay, he said, just want to make sure I'm structuring right. Thanks, I'll join soon. Now is the time to join, Hush Money. Now is the time to join. You're not getting a special like this again. Shalina said, how do you get the contracts with the cleaners? So in our program, Cleaning Business University, we provide you with the contract that you have the cleaner sign when working with them. So to further explain that, we post a job ad, and that's how we find our cleaners. And then we go through our rigorous hiring process. At the end, if we decide to work with them, they do sign a contract. And then we work with them from there. So I hope that answered your question.
CBU goated. Let's go. Let's go. So you comment the word CBU, you're going to get the automated.
The word join.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So do you guys? So yeah, I think she was trying to say, how do you get the cleaners? But yeah, when you post a job ad, they go through a hiring process, and that's pretty much it. Do you guys clean it all or just hire the cleaners? We do absolutely no cleaning. We're on live with you right now.
Yeah.
It is.
We just hire. Now, we've been in business 7.5 years, and we did clean 3 jobs at the beginning because he just wanted to test it out. However, it's not something that we do at all or recommend or anything like that.
So you see that number 12. We have 12 cleanings today. And how many are taking place as we speak right now? There
12,
are 1, 2, 3, 4 that will be taking place while we're on live with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's showing you that this is happening live and direct as we're on the conversation with you.
Yeah.
So we don't clean any homes. We hire the cleaners. We vet them. We pretty much manage the business. So if you think about you, the way I like to tell people this is, think about your 9-to-5 job. I worked in technology for 15 years, and I worked at the same company for about 10 of those 15 years. Of those 10 years, the CEO of the company ran a multi-million-dollar IT firm. And I like to tell this story because he was very intelligent on business, but he didn't know anything about computers. So when you ask yourself, how can you run a multi-million-dollar technology firm and not know much about technology?
I don't need to.
You don't need to. When you find the right people, you can operate the business. Who, not how. Your job is to find the right who's so that you can figure out how to run the business. Who's going to help me? How am I going to run this business? So that's the same mindset that we have. We ran our cleaning business from day one. Who can we find to help us operate on the cleaning side while we operate on the business side? So think about your 9-to-5 job. If you called out today with the CEO of your company, come and sit in your seat and do your job. Let me know in the chat. If you called out your job today or tomorrow or whenever you work on Monday, and you call out, does the CEO of the company come and sit in your seat and do the job? Probably not, because they probably can't do it. Elon Musk is not building rockets. He's a very intelligent man. But if I say, Elon, can you build me a rocket? He probably gonna say, I don't know how to build no rockets. I can find you the most intelligent people that can help me build this rocket. Mm-hmm. I can find you the brightest engineers to help you build this rocket. I can have the brightest scientists in the world to help me build this rocket. But he's like, I ain't building no rocket. So the CEO of your company does not come and sit in your seat when you call out. So people ask us all the time, how do you have a cleaning business where you don't clean? That's exactly how it's ran the same way as every other business in the world. The difference is that we just have a mindset coming from a 9-to-5 corporate background that we have to know how to do everything ourselves in order for the business to run.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually like to go in more detail on that question because wouldn't know exactly. Most of the time, the CEO of your company wouldn't know what to do if you called out because it's not their job to figure out how to do your job.
Okay. I don't think any other. If you have questions, make sure to just drop it in the box. And we're also referencing some questions that people have submitted over time as well. So it says, how do you retain revenue from cleaners' work? I think they mean here, we do a split with our cleaners. So you can do a 60-40, you can do a 50-50, or you can do hourly if you like. So that's how we retain revenue. So if a cleaner is doing, 5 jobs a week, remember we have maybe 15 cleaners doing 5 jobs a week. So we're retaining a lot more revenue than they are, obviously.
So how do you do background checks on all your cleaners? So absolutely, we do background checks on all of our cleaners.
Single one.
And they also need to have business liability insurance. These are things that we go through inside of our program. So somebody also asked, what are some must-haves to protect your business? So those are definitely 2 things that we recommend that you should have in your business. So we're not just pulling people off the street. We have a background check. We have an insurance process. We make sure that they have these things before they start.
And in order to have a background check, you have to be legal here. So just putting that out there for you.
So our hiring process, we go through the vetting, we go through the interviews, we go through the job ads, we go through the questions that you should have, we go through the questions that you should think about. We go through all these things that we thought about or we wish we would have known day one to give you to operate your business. So you don't have to try to figure out these things on your own. Now, is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But it's going to give you a framework that you could follow in order for you to start your business, or even if you already have a business, to get out of the cleaning and also scale it.
And if you're just joining, make sure you comment the word join so you can join CBU before the day is over. We are running a special right now where you have group coaching with one of us, which is not something that we offer. So is this what you do full-time, or do you have another source of income? So great question. We've been doing this business 7.5 years now.
When we started, we had 9-to-5 jobs.
We had multiple 9-to-5 jobs. Anthony has been a full-time entrepreneur for the past 3 years, and I have been a full-time entrepreneur for the past 6 months. So I would say it is new now that this is one of our source of incomes, because we are business owners. We have real estate and other things. But for the past 7 years, it was not our only source of income. We had 9-to-5s.
Yeah, so. And we like to tell people that because we never tell anyone to quit their jobs to start a business or a side hustle. Mm-hmm. We want you to be able to build this so that you can have this as another source of income, so you get the point of you having options. So you're building your business outside your 9-to-5. We work 9-to-5, and then we work 5 to 10. So we work 2 9-to-5 jobs, and then we have multiple side hustles. And this is one of the businesses that we started while we were trying to pay off $114,000 in debt. So that's what we want people to have. And then also, if you already have a cleaning business, one of your goals is to get out of it. This can be a way that you can now scale your business without you having to do every single task, every single operation, having those systems, having those automations in place, so that you can now get to that next level. Mm-hmm. So when they say, is this what you do full time? So is it cleaning business or the coaching? So now we do both. Like, that's really both. And then obviously.
I assume they meant the cleaning business.
Oh yeah, we have the cleaning business. We have obviously the coaching, and then also we have real estate. We have investment properties, things like that.
Should cleaners be licensed or insured, and how do you insure this? They don't need to be licensed, but they do need to be insured. And the way that we insure it is by them providing the insurance to us. They have to show it to us. We have to see that it's up to date, not expired, that type of stuff. So that's how we know. We simply just ask and let them know that that's what we require to be working with us.
So how do you onboard or orient new hires before sending them out? So our hiring process is we post a job ad. We after they see the job ad, they then apply to the job, and then they go through background check questions where they said, let's go.
I gotta take the picture of this testimonial. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Oh, your camera looks horrible.
Yeah, I know.
So from the job ad, they respond to the job ad. After the job ad is responded to, then they go through the interview questions, and then they set up their own interview on our calendar. Mm-hmm. And then they also, before the interview, we send out reminders saying, hey, are you going to show up to your interview? And then if they don't respond to that question, the interview gets canceled. And if they do respond, then the interview gets scheduled, and then our team does a phone interview with them. And then from the phone interview, we send the background check to them, and then also we references, and then we also get the insurance from them. And these are things that we go through in our hiring process. And when people ask us about how do you ensure that, a lot of the questions are about How do you make sure?
things,
How do you make sure this happens or this doesn't happen? In business, there is nothing that's 100% sure. But we go through the hiring process to make sure that to hopefully alleviate some of those burdens that you would have by just bringing someone off the street. So
this is definitely something I want to do. Is hopefully have other people clean for me. Absolutely. Go ahead, comment the word join if you'd like to join before the day is over. We have a special going where you will be included in 4 weeks of group coaching, which is not something that we offer. If you're part of CBU, you know that it's not something we offer with this pricing. So go ahead and comment the word join. Tatiana said, do they have workers' compensation? No, because they are contractors. That's with employees that you have the workers' compensation. We use contractors, so that is not something,
So essentially, they own their own businesses. Mm-hmm. So they are.
A lot of them have their own LLCs.
Mm-hmm.
So they can do with that what they please.
All right. So what is the best way to earn and collect reviews? So we have over 500 reviews on Google and Yelp. 4.9 stars.
Ask for it.
Ask for it.
But go ahead. Simple answer. Ask for it. But go ahead. No. So asking for the review is important because I know that. Just certain things, I think as a new business owner or just if you're new an entrepreneur, just new in service-based industries, some people are scared to do different things. And it's like simply just asking for what you want. I mean, it can get you further in life in general. But just, we always suggest reaching out to every single client that you clean for. Yes, every client. We've been in this business 7.5 years and our team still reach out to every single client to make sure that we did a good job. If we didn't, feedback, whatever the case may be. And that's the opportunity to then ask for the review. Ask someone to provide us a review. Let us know how we did. If we did well, putting it there. That's the best way to do it. Now, do people forget? Do people not do it right away? Absolutely. But we still ask for it. We still may follow back up. We don't just ask once and say, oh, they didn't leave the review, so now I'm moving on. No, we continue to ask for what we want. And that's how we build up the reviews that we get. And that's exactly what you should do as well, especially starting out, because when you think about it, no one's going to book a service that doesn't have any reviews. Well, I'm not. Okay, let's be clear. When you go on Yelp or Google, you're looking for reviews. If they have 0 reviews, you're not going with them. So you need to ask for these reviews, especially in the beginning, to continue to grow. And it should be an ongoing thing. You don't ever stop asking for reviews.
So that's how we got over 500 reviews, because that's one of the things we focus on.
So
how do you make your company stand out with all the competition? So there you go. That was your answer right there. So that's one to raise. So if you have way more reviews than the competition, that's going to help you stand out. The other thing is that we tell, especially for business owners, is have your branding on point. So one of the things that helps you stand out is having pretty much an online presence and having a strong digital brand. So people come to your website. That's one of the ways to help you stand out, because now
having a website,
number one, having a website. Less than 50% of cleaning businesses have a website. That's number one. Number two, on your website, having a book now button. That's going to allow clients to find you, book you, and pay you all online. Number three, having a way to collect data and information from every single person that visits your website. You go to Sephora, you go to Amazon, you go to Target, you go to
any of these sites.
They're collecting name, email, and phone number. Right. So now you can send out newsletters to your clients. Think about this. How many people are sending out newsletters to their clients in a local service business space? 0. So these are ways that you can stand out from the competition from day one that don't even involve you actually cleaning.
So reviews, website, having people be able to book you, customer service, I would say, response time, like what your response time is, just customer service. We always say we have a 200% guarantee, meaning like you got to be satisfied. Now, does that happen 100% of the time? Not necessarily, but customer service is another big one. So those are a few things that you can do to make sure that you stand out from the competition.
And there's a few things that we go through inside the CBU program that helps you stand out from the competition, but those are just some basic ones that we can think. And then obviously we give you the full breakdown on how to build a brand, because that's one of the biggest things that people are fearful of. Is like, if I'm not going out and cleaning a home, how can I build a brand that stands out from the competition?
So we have somebody said, does the system work for commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, or both? It works for both. Now, I can say in the course, we focus primarily on residential because that's primarily what we do. Have we had commercial cleanings? Absolutely. Do our students go on to only focus on commercial? Absolutely. We've had that as well. We have students that do both of them. So it just really depends on what you want to focus on. We have tons of information. Like if you join today, you'll be part of the community for a year. In our community, it gives you tons of information on how to price commercial, how to, what contracts, what questions to ask, all those things is in there, and you can be able to get that information.
Absolutely.
Janice said it works for commercial. Absolutely does. It really sets you up for the foundations of what you need for the business and forward.
Yeah, it's one of those things we tell people. We focus mainly on residential when we started because, like Genova said, we want to get the foundation of the business. We want to get the branding right. We want to get the reviews right. We want to get the systems right, the process, procedures, the hiring. And then from there, you can go and do whatever you want to do with the business. People ask us, can I do Airbnb? Yeah. Can I do commercial? Can I do post-construction? Can I do move in, move out? We had a student do $300,000 and they was like, you know what? I don't want to do residential anymore. Started doing post-construction cleanings. We had the Tiptons in our community. They was like, oh, we did a turnover cleaning. That was like $38,000 in one day. They had a $38,000 commercial. Was it 38 or 30? 35. Sorry. Yeah. So $38,000 commercial contract that they got in one day, that they completed in one day, right? So those are the things that you can do.
So, Vianney, I hope I said that right. Sorry. Do you guys help if I already have a cleaning company, but I want to get to the point where I don't have to work? Absolutely. The question that we always ask is, one, are you still doing the cleanings? And two, if you're making 10K or more or less, if you're making less than 10K, then we feel like we absolutely can help you, right? Or less than 5K, less than, we feel like we absolutely can help you to get out of the business. If it's just setting up the systems to make you get out of the business, like having the website, that's a huge release. Versus you having to send out quotes every day, you know what I mean? Because it's there available where people can see it. So we do have people that are cleaning business owners that join, and it helps just to take them to another level or get them out of the day-to-day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you join CBU, everyone that joins gets 4 weeks of live coaching with us. This is the end of the month special. So over those 4 weeks, we go through, if you already have a business, one of the calls we're going to do with you during those group calls, you show up. It's like, how do we get you started to move faster? Right.
Is this you? Does this work? Will this
work? Yeah, okay. That works. Absolutely.
Sorry, we got a little. Gotta charge it.
So yeah, if you already have a cleaning business, absolutely. Like Ed was one of our students. His goal for 2023 into 2024 was to get out the business, and then one of the things was he wanted to do over $100,000. So I think the year before he did like maybe 50, and the next year he was able to do over $100,000. But more importantly, he was able to get out of the business. So if you already have a cleaning business, and he's like, one of my major things was to get my time back, because as a cleaning business owner, one of the most valuable assets you have is your time. But the problem is you can only do so many cleanings in a day.
Right.
You can only do so many of those things in a day. So if you're able to get out of the cleanings and now get the right teams, get the right systems, get the right processes, what happens if you want to travel? What happens if you get sick? What happens if you get hurt? What happens if you just like, I can't leave my house this week, or my kids are unavailable? You guys stay in the house. Your business absolutely stops when you are unavailable to clean if you already have a cleaning business and you're the one doing all the work. So going through that hiring process, going through that vetting process is absolutely necessity.
Yali asks, please, how much investments do we need to start? So the business itself, we say you should have maybe about $1,500 to $2,000 to start for the business. Now, that is not in one shot. If we have some people on CBU here right now, you can write in the comments. That's not in one shot. That is including getting your LLC, getting a bank account, marketing for cleaners, marketing for customers. However, that's all a gradual thing. I would say over 6 to 8 weeks or more, where you're putting money in slowly to do these things. So the LLC depends on the state you're in, how much it costs. Your business bank account, you may have to put $200 or $500, depending on what bank you go with. So those things kind of can fluctuate. But to be comfortable, we say about $1,500 to $2,000 to kind of help you get started. And then money starts flowing in the business, and you utilize that.
And you reinvest it.
And you reinvest it back in.
Yeah, we never tell them that you want to start a business on your last dime, because we don't know the type of person that you are. Like Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith was like on his back against the wall crying in the bathroom. And it's like, I don't know if you're that type of person. If you're back against the wall, are you going to be able to go forward, right? So now it's like, if you can't go forward and you're like, I can't do this business anymore, it's going to be an absolute challenge. So now if you're the type of person like, I'm going to pursue through everything, absolutely. But if you know if the first rough patch you hit, you're going to stop, then don't do it.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Janice said, when I first bought the course 2021, my calls altogether was less than 1,000, maybe 650. Right. So we just kind of estimate it costs less, even better. But it is a low cost startup business, right? So if you think about if I spend $1,000, or let's just go with the $2,000, and I end up making $1 million, $100,000, $50,000. I think it was a great investment. Okay, not many businesses are low cost startups, and that is something that this is.
But the crazy thing is also when you build one of the things we tell people about recurring, and somebody was like, how often do your clients stay on a schedule? So I like to give the example of Mary. She's literally a live client of ours. She booked us back in 2017, 2018. We've cleaned her home every single week for 5, 6, 7 years. So that $200 from Mary turned into $66,000 from one client. $66,000 from one client. So let's say you put in $1,500 to start your business, right? And you get one Mary. One Mary has paid us $66,000, which is absolutely nuts. So that's why I'm saying recurring income is the name of the game. So what business, no matter what business you start, you need to have a business model where people pay you once, they pay you twice, they pay you 3 times, they pay you 4 times. And that Mary's literally paid us every single week now for a couple years. Do you have success stories in Canada? Yep. We got Aram and his wife. They joined the IG Live like this one day, and they told us their story. So your question is really, can this be done in Canada? If you have cleaning businesses, then yes, it can be done in Canada. So any other questions you guys got, let us know. Drop them in the comments. Drop them in the chat. And if you want to join CBU, comment the word join.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Cool. All right. So do we need to buy cleaning supplies and equipment, or should cleaners provide their own? Again, we tell you guys, you don't have to have any cleaning supplies. You don't have to have any equipment. Cleaners that you're working with will already be business owners. They will already have cleaning supplies because they've been doing this. When you actually go through your interview process, you will see what they have, what equipment they have. So they will always have this stuff. So we've never supplied, over the course of 10,000 jobs, we've hired over 90 plus cleaners. We never had to give them any supplies. So that's one of the things that come up a lot. Do you have to give people supplies or equipment? And the answer is no. LaShawn said, how to get started. Comment the word join. Or if you got any questions, you could just type your questions in the chat. Let's see what else you guys got. Startup costs, we went over that. Training and support. So does your program include pricing strategies? Absolutely. So we go through our signature pricing structure so that you can price your services competitively. So we go over that, how to price your services. This is a good one. Is the trainings that you guys offer live, video-based, or a mixture of both? So actually, over the next 4 weeks, when you join before the end of the month, you get 4 weeks of live coaching with us. So we'll meet with you for 4 weeks back to back, and we'll give you live coaching. But then also the modules in our program are pre-recorded. They're videos, but then also we do a component of live community Q&As. Right. So we do a student-led Q&A, and then also we do a Q&A where we come in and do lives. And then also we bring in guest experts, 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs, where they do live Q&As as well. So it's a mixture of pre-recorded material, but then also live material. But over the next 4 weeks, everybody who joins before the end of the month, we're doing 4 weeks of live coaching.
Which is today. Just making that clear. Everybody that joins before 12 a.m. CST, you can get that 4 weeks coaching that he's speaking about included. If not, it usually is just the course and the year-long access to the community. So what other questions do we have? You can go ahead and drop it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how do clients pay and how are payments processed?
So clients pay through our website. So I want to make that clear. We, on our website, which your website would have as well, we allow people to put their card information. They have to put their card information for us to even go out to the cleaning. So we don't deal with getting cash, PayPal, Zelle, the whole shebang. Oh, I don't got that service. I do. They have to put their card down, and we put a hold on their card before we even go out to the cleaning service. So we're talking $300 for it. Whatever the cleaning is, we're going to put a hold on it to make sure we have access to these funds. So that's how clients pay us. They pay us online through a payment processor, and that's how we get the payment, essentially.
Absolutely.
What else is there?
How do you automate systems to save time and improve efficiency? That's a great question. So some of the automations we have, one of them is the payment processor. That saves us the ability, especially for my 9-to-5ers and people who have jobs. You don't ever have to leave your home to go collect cash from anyone. Super important. That's a major one. Number 2, Having the booking system, so clients find, book you, and pay you all online. That's another automation we use. Number 3, lead nurture sequences. So anybody that comes to your website, they get a lead nurture sequence. So for example, we had a client, a lead, come on our website and not book us back in February. In August, they came back and paid us over $900. So having that lead nurture sequence is super important. And then all automations, we also have set up our review automations. So after every single clean client gets an email, they get a text message, they get a lead nurture to leave us reviews. So that's how we got over 500 reviews. And those are a few of them to help you save time and improve efficiency.
If you have questions, be sure to drop it here. We're answering the questions about CBU. We're also letting you guys know that we have a special going on. Comment the word join and you will be able to get access to Clean Business University. Now is the time to join, as we are offering 4 weeks of coaching, which we do not offer with this pricing. But you heard it here first, and now is the time.
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't see any other questions coming in, but we do have some other ones that we've gotten before. How do you handle customer complaints effectively? Oh, this is this is always fun. So you will get a bad review. Let me put that out there. If you're scared of that.
Oh, also, when you go to our website, you could also do buy now, pay later via like Affirm, or Klarna, or Afterpay. So those are absolute options that you guys could use as well.
Yeah. So what was I saying? I was talking about handling customer complaints effectively. So you will get a bad review. It's okay. Take a breather, walk away, come back. Right? If you know you are not someone that, I don't know, writes effectively or kind of communicates effectively, when you write up what you want to say, maybe put it in ChatGPT. Maybe ask a friend to read it over. You don't want to come across as like just this defensive owner, but you do want to respond to reviews, right? Effectively, you should always like realize for yourself, what did you do? Is there anything that you guys could have done differently? More than likely, there is something that could have been done differently on your side, so that maybe you wouldn't have gotten this review, or that you wouldn't have gotten this complaint. And then maybe try to reason with the person, right? Mm-hmm. Letting them know where you went wrong. We're willing to do this, maybe money back, maybe going back out to fix the issue, hearing them out, speaking to the person. I would say always picking up the phone and calling. So those are some things I would suggest to effectively deal with a complaint, or maybe even a negative review, because you will get them. It's just a matter of how you handle it, I think, makes a difference, especially when it comes to reviews. So what you're writing back is important. So
yeah, I sent somebody a note about the buy now, pay later option. If you want to do like Affirm or Afterpay or Klarna, you got those options too on the website. So just FYI.
Yeah.
What does a typical day look like for a cleaning business owner? So our typical day doesn't look like a typical cleaning business owner's day.
Yeah, but I think it changes from when you start to where we are now, right? Go ahead. I don't even want more to say about that, or timing.
I would say when we started the business about 7.5 years ago, you might wake up in the morning, you might make sure all your cards are on hold. You might make sure all cleanings are scheduled. And then if you go to work, you go to work.
And you're answering phone calls here and there. But I think it looks different. So when you're first starting out, I want to say time spent. And once again, a CBU, if somebody's here from CBU, they can shed their knowledge on it. Time spent at the beginning is maybe systems, 20 hours.
Systems and hiring.
Systems and hiring. Because once you get things in place, like once you have the LLC, the business bank account, like those things, that doesn't change, right? That really doesn't change.
The website, the branding, the pricing.
The name, like all those things don't really change, but it's really the hiring part and the day-to-day. So I think 15 to 20 hours a week is probably what it looks like. And then over time, it becomes less because you have these things in place, and then you get systems in place and things are more efficient, things like that. So it does vary in regards to that part, but a typical day does look different for us now as we have a team. We have meetings.
We can talk about that. So we have an operation manager who runs our business full time, and then we got a full-time customer service rep. So those are people that run our business day to day, right? So we meet with them. Well, Janoka mainly meets with them once a month. Once a week, excuse me. Janoka meets with them once a week, and then from there, we go over what's going on in the business. We go over hiring. We go over reviews. We go over challenges. We go over growth. And that's how our meetings normally look. So right now, I showed you guys earlier that we literally have 12 cleanings today. So our day-to-day won't be the same as a typical cleaning business owner. So you're not going to see us People ask us all the time, like, you're not going to see us out with supplies. You're not going to see us cleaning a home. Like, that's not how we run our business. So we run our business completely from behind our laptops. So like I said, we got 12 cleanings. So we're going to make sure that cleans are scheduled, that they're happening. People are checking in, cards on hold, things like that. And we're meeting with our team.
Yes.
We're going to be watching our baby girl. So when you go through our Instagram and you go to our YouTube and you see stuff like that, those are the major things you're going to see from our stories. You're not going to see us like going to clients' homes or doing quotes or doing walkthroughs, or a mop or a bucket. Like, there's nothing against that, but that's just not how we run our business. It's just completely different from the way other people are running it.
Ciara said, hello, I just joined. What's the name of the app you guys schedule cleanings on? So we speak about this in the course, but I think you're talking about the CRM being Launch 27. That's what we utilize. But that also is detailed in the course of what to use.
And there's a few other apps and automations that we use. You can use Launch 27, you can use ZenMaid, you could use Jobber, you could use Booking Koala. There's tons of scheduling apps that you could use on your own. I love your coaching and teaching style. Let's go. So yeah, anybody that joins before the end of the month, we do 4 weeks of live coaching with you. This will not be available.
Come tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So what else? How do you handle tough economic or political climates affecting the cleaning business? So one of the things that happened over the last couple of years was a pandemic when no one could leave their homes. No one could leave their houses.
You said it as if the people weren't there. One thing that happened
was a pandemic.
If you didn't know.
And we were like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then one of the businesses that continued to thrive was the cleaning industry because everyone wanted their homes cleaned. Now, the first couple of months is more challenging, but for an economic downturn like that, since if we don't go out and do the cleanings ourselves or our teams don't get paid unless they clean, we don't have any jobs. No one gets paid. So our lives doesn't really change because we don't have to go out and do any of the work. But for them, it's like, they may have to figure out other things to do during that meantime. But fortunately enough for us, during the pandemic, it was like cleaning business picked back up immediately. So I think April, May, it went down, and by June, July, it was back up.
Also, we lived in Dallas, Texas, so things operated a bit different, a bit quicker for us. We're on lockdown as long. Ciara said, how long does the cleaning take? We kind of touched on this at the beginning, but it does vary depending on the size of the home and the services that are being provided. Is it a standard clean? Is it a deep clean? Is it a heavy duty clean, which is even more? Are they getting all the areas? Do they have a pet? So many things kind of vary as to how long a cleaning will take.
And since we're not the ones going out and cleaning, for us, it's a flat rate pricing. So whether it takes 1 hour or 2, for us, it's kind of the same. The client's not going to, the client may pay more depending on the condition.
I think we went through all of the questions that we kind of generally get and some things that we collected. If you guys have any more, just be sure to drop it here and we can answer that for you.
Somebody said, this is a good question. How do we ensure we're not competing with each other in the same city or state? There's cleaning business owners out there. There's different cleaning businesses out there. So you will be competing. This is no matter what business you start, there is going to be competition.
Yeah, there's no new businesses.
There is no new. You're not going to create
not many Amazons and Teslas happening.
You're not creating next one of those companies. So there will be competition. But one of the things is that you don't know the next student's ambition or the next person's business model, right? Like we tell our students all the time, when you call these cleaning business companies, most of the time they're not picking up the phone. Yeah. And the reason they're not picking up the phone is because they're the ones out doing the cleaning. Most of the time they're doing the work. They don't have the right systems, automations, technology in place. You guys are building an online business that hopefully you're following our model that you don't have to have those same things. So
and you'll notice that right away when you do the competitors research, when you're like, people didn't get back to you or you had to email or something like that, you'll see that almost immediately. So
how to be successful in life.
That's a loaded question. I want to refer you to our podcast for that. How to be successful in life. More Than a Side Hustle podcast has some information on that. Any other additional questions that you guys have about Cleaning Business University? If you're just joining, comment the word join. That will send you the link so you could join us with our special where you get 4 weeks of coaching. And it's not something that we generally have, and that will end tonight. So 4 weeks of coaching along with the course, along with a year-long access into the community. Comment the word join and you'll get that link.
So how do you find clients? That came up a few times during this conversation, but there's a few ways that we find clients, but most of the time it's online digital marketing. You can find clients in Facebook groups. You can find clients on nextdoor.com. You can find clients on, you can do Google ads. You can do Google local service ads. You can do Yelp ads. But we find our clients mainly online, or they find us for the most part. So we don't do any cold calling. We don't do any door knocking. We don't do any. Usually, we don't even hand out business cards anymore. But if you are already doing those things,
and word of mouth,
you should absolutely continue to do those. If you're like, hey, I know I got a big. We didn't have a big network when we moved down to Texas. We didn't know anyone, so word of mouth would have got us nowhere.
Yeah.
So we had to focus on digital marketing. But if you guys already have a cleaning business and you don't have a digital aspect to it in 2025, you absolutely need to.
Yeah.
But if you're already doing those things, you just add more fuel to the fire.
And I think word of mouth is usually generally a start because it's but so much people you know. Let's be real here. There's gonna be more strangers than you know people. So doing the digital side, as he said, gets you more clients, gets more eyes on your business, and helps you to grow quicker as well. Any other questions we got here? Any other questions? Oh, why is it not? Oh, you had it up. Let's see. Is that works? Does it work for already established business? I do own 4 crews in Richmond and 1 in Dallas. 4 crews in already established business. So once again, we kind of go back to like, what is your systems that you have in place? Like, are you not doing the cleanings at all? Sounds like you're not. I think you're saying. Revenue is another thing. If you're making 10,
if you're a 6 or 7 figure business owner, then
I don't think that this is for you. It may be one of our other programs maybe for you, but not necessarily just a course. So that would be my answer to that. Just really depending on revenue and where you are, systems you have in place. Do you have a website? Can people book you online without speaking to you? How automated are things in your process? So, yeah.
What else we got? Ongoing support? Yep, we talk about ongoing support. So everybody that joins gets 4 weeks of live coaching today. And then also we do monthly Q&As with our community. Then it's also a student-led coaching calls, a few student-led coaching calls.
Which is the year-long access into the community. So technically it's the 4 weeks of live coaching.
We can talk about the community because that's where a lot of value in game is too.
I agree. So if you're in the community, now's the time to kind of tap in. But
so we've had our community now since 2020.
Same thing.
2020?
No. 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And we built our own community because we wanted to be around like-minded people who were on the same path as us. Now we've had tons and tons of people go through our community, but now we have established about 150, 200 members in our community where we do live coaching calls, we do live Q&A, we bring in guest experts, we have student-led calls, we have an accountability Monday. So you're going along the same path, some 5-figure owners, some 6, and also, getting you to that next level. We also bring in our mastermind guest experts, like people who are doing 6, 7, 8 figures in other business models. Like we had somebody come in and teach government contracting, right? So they've done over $100 million in government contracting. So that's one of the programs that we were able to provide to our community. So the more we learn, the more we grow, or the more our network learns, we bring them inside of our community because we can control it, we can manage it, and we know who's coming in and out. So absolutely.
I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else. You guys aren't asking any more questions, really.
Do you use contracts? Yep, we have contracts, and we set our teams up on those contracts. And our students get access to the contracts that we paid thousands of dollars for as well.
So we jumped on here today, answered all the questions that came in. You guys dropped some questions as well. As we said, comment the word join if you would like to join us in Clean Business University. Right now, we are running a special where you get additional 4 weeks of coaching. With that pricing, you get access to the course, a year-long access to our community, and 4 additional weeks of coaching with one of us. So if you have no other questions, we are going to wrap.
So also want to show this. So I like to show this because people ask about the cleanings all the time. Like, are you guys still doing it? So I'm trying to see if you guys can see that. 12 cleanings today that are happening. And we might post a reel on this too. And also, let's see.
You see 12.
2,900 in sales that are happening today and cleans that are happening. So as we're on live with you, the business is still going. It's still functioning. People are still getting their homes clean and having the right systems, process, procedures, coaching, and accountability can get you to that next 6 or 7 figure business.
And those of you that join, see you on the other side of CBU.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Peace.